After the Titanic disaster, Rose was left devastated by the death of her beloved Jack. Despite her heartbreak, Rose decided to pick herself up and try to make something of her life. Rose moved to America and settled down there. Despite longing for Jack, she found solace among her new neighbors and formed strong bonds with them. Rose soon found work in a New York publishing house and was able to make a home for herself. However, the loneliness of the city was often oppressive and she often thought of Jack. One day, on a particular lap around Manhattan, Rose started talking to an elderly man with whom she felt a connection. The elderly man was called Thomas Andrews and he had also been a passenger on the Titanic as Rose was. He was kind and caring, even in the wake of his tragedy. Rose and Thomas quickly developed a very close bond and soon fell in love. They married and began a new life together in his old house in the countryside of New York. Rose and Thomas developed a deep relationship that was both emotional and physical. She was able to move on from her sadness and make a new life for herself, free from the shackles of the past. They were together for about 10 years, enjoying a peaceful and happy life together. Rose was content with her life and, although she still missed Jack, she was determined to make the most of her life. In her later years, Rose was surrounded by her beloved family and friends. Despite the loss of Jack, she still found joy in life and was able to make new memories. Sadly, Thomas passed away in his mid-80s, leaving Rose bereft all over again. But she found strength in the memories of the years they spent together and was comforted in her grief. Rose was content in her later years. She had a new purpose in life, to ensure that Jack and Thomas would always be remembered. She wrote extensively about the Titanic tragedy and her story became world famous. People were inspired by her courage in the face of such tragedy, and her legacy will live on forever. Rose went to many Titanic memorial events and dedicated her life to honoring the memory of her beloved Jack and Thomas. Rose tried to continue living her life with joy and positivity, and she was grateful for the time she had been able to share with the two loves of her life. Although she never married again, Rose found peace in the memories and loved ones she had around her. She celebrated her life and all that she had achieved, even after the devastating events she had endured. Rose left a remarkable legacy of determination and perseverance in the face of adversity. She was an inspiration to the world and showed us that we can never give up in the face of tragedy. Rose's courageous battle for survival and her refusal to let her spirit be crushed by the Titanic disaster will forever remain in our hearts, and her memory will be honored by us all. Rose's legacy will never be forgotten. She showed the world that even after tragedy we can find strength and courage to keep going. Rose taught us that true love will never be shattered and that we can persevere even when all seems lost. Rose's determination will be forever present, showing us that we can rise up out of any situation no matter how difficult. Rose's story is of hope and resilience in the face of tragedy. It teaches us that we can survive even the darkest hours and find light in the darkness. Rose Rose never married again after Jack died, but she kept his memory alive in her heart and found joy in her later years. Rose held on to hope that one day she and Jack would be reunited and that she could experience true love again. To Rose, true love was something never to be forgotten, and she continued to keep Jack's memory alive by writing and telling his story. Rose found comfort in the thought that Jack was in a better place, and although she never married again, she found peace in her memories of him.